When you think of handheld gaming systems, you always think of Nintendo. They've been dominant in that area for well over 30 plus years. You think about the Game Boy, the Game Boy Advance, and then you move on to the Nintendo DS and the Nintendo 3DS. Yes, we have the Switch, but I think that era of innovation and creativity is finally gonna be gone once March 27 gets here, as the 3DS shop is closing. What's good, y'all? It's Blue Satire, and today I just want to kind of just talk about why I'll kind of miss the 3DS. This is just one of those videos where I just want to talk about what I liked about the 3DS, why I feel like everybody should have one, and why I think people might have missed out, and just kind of just go back on my days over just having a 3DS, DS, all of that stuff, and just enjoying it for what it is and saying goodbye a little bit. Let me know in the comment section, did you have a 3DS or a DS, and how do you feel about the eShop closing? And are you gonna play your 3DS still now that it's gone? And are you gonna figure out a way to get some games? Wink, wink. Let's get into it. So this conversation really gonna be a straight freestyle. Ain't nothing written. This is just straight feelings from me. And first and foremost, when I think about the 3DS, the DS, it was always one of those things that showed innovation that Nintendo had, creativity. I think the Nintendo 3DS era, the DS era was Nintendo at its peak when it came to creativity and innovation. Yeah, you had your dual screens, you had your touch screens, but also they had the AR technology. They had they found the way to put in a control stick with the little pad that they had on the left side of it. You think about all the buttons you had. It was like having a mini system in your hand. This is before all the high-tech stuff like the Switch and the Steam Deck. This was the best that you could get as far as handheld. I know people gonna say PSP and the Vita, but nobody had games like the 3DS. The 3DS was a juggernaut when it came to video games and new experiences, and developers got in their bag. Well, you know, when I say the 3DS, I'm kind of putting the DS in this too, because you can play your DS games in here. And with the 3DS, it was just the best of handheld and period, because I could play 3DS games and it was backwards compatible, so I can play my DS games. But again, like, that library was unrivaled as far as new and different experiences. At that time, we were kind of on that PS3, this HD wave, these games being made, Xbox 360, all of these games being made to be the best 3D realistic thing that they could be at that time. But with handhelds, they were still in that we need to make a different experience for those who are playing on our handheld systems. And a lot of times that made people think that they were just for kids, or that those games didn't have the same amount of love, but that was a lie. There were so many good games that were on par with the console experiences that you got that day. So many franchises were reinvented in different ways. There were so many different games to enjoy. The 3DS was also a JRPG machine. Japan had fun making games on this. One of those companies that really stand out, and I've been talking about how happy I am to see them back, it's Level 5. Level 5 had some of the dopest graphics. They really knew how to bring about the graphics and stories, like bring it to its peak on a 3DS. Like, you take games like Fantasy Life that involve you being able to play any type of life you want, a little bit of Sims type things, but also some exploring. You got games like the Yokai Watch series. You have games like Inazuma 11, which was a soccer RPG game. We've never seen that before. We can't forget about the Professor Layton series, some of the best puzzle games, the best mystery games you can play. We would have never gotten Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton without them. Like, that was dope by itself. Then you got games like Attack on the Friday Monsters, which was hella weird but super dope because it was different. It was something that you didn't get to see often. Weapon Shot de Amase, like, Level 5 really showed out on the 3DS, and that's what I liked about the 3DS so much. But also, you had Pokemon. I to this day say that the best era of Pokemon was the DS 3DS era, because you had access to so many different Pokemon games. You take into account all of the DS games that you can get. You got Pokemon Black and White, you got Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you got Black and White 2. You move on to 3DS, you got X and Y, you got Omega Ruby and Sapphire, you got Ultra Sun and Moon. And then in the eShop, you got Crystal, Gold, and Silver. I'm going all out of order, but I don't care. Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal. And then on top of the spin-offs, the Mystery Dungeons, the Pokemon Rangers, the Pokemon Dash, Like there was so much Pokemon on the DS, and it was all fun. And Pokemon got reinvented twice with the DS and the 3DS. You take into account how Black and like Diamond and Pearl. Did I even mention Diamond and Pearl earlier? Taking into account like games like Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum first moved it into a sort of 3D overhead space. But then you move to X and Y, and X and Y makes the first fully 3D Pokemon game. And then you move into Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, and they perfect that. There was so much good that came with the 3DS and so many good times. And we still on this JRPG kick. Dragon Quest, oh my God, Dragon Quest had so many titles from the first games to some of the new ones on the DS and the 3DS. A lot of people don't know that Dragon Quest 11 was on the 3DS and it got remade and put to other places, but the best version of Dragon Quest 8 and 7, like, it's so many JRPGs on this system. Persona Q got like Atlas, Square, they took their time and made different experiences on the 3DS. That's why I love the 3DS, because it was so much to do. You had something for everybody. Like, a lot of people like to say that the 3DS was for kids or Nintendo's for kids, but it was all in good fun, and you always had something for everyone. We can't forget about one of the best Animal Crossings of all time, New Leaf, and incorporating the amiibo feature. You got to see Link and Ganondorf as villagers in Animal Crossing. Like, that was dope. The Street Pass function, it was just so much to do with your 3DS. And one of my big memories was like when I said Street Pass, like walking on the college campus and thinking you're the only person that's playing the 3DS, but you have your 3DS in your pocket and it's still on. And then next thing you know, you pass someone who also has their 3DS, and now you just met someone new because you didn't know other people had it. 3DS had so many social functions on it. And I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss what it brought. There are so many games still that a lot of people won't get to play. So many series that were made and tailored to the 3DS. So the 3DS going away, it's pretty bittersweet. I'm glad I still have mine. I still have access to all my games, but I can understand people's concerns when, you know, a whole digital library of games will now be gone. They'll be gone, and a lot of people won't ever get to experience this through legal means. And I really do hope that Nintendo finds a way to bring back 3DS or DS ways, or make a way. Like, if you're doing this online stuff, like, maybe you can find a way to incorporate it to the online. But I think this is that problem where we face when we go to that all digital age. Like, what's gonna happen once these stores shut down? Will we never be able to play our games again, or we have to sit here and buy it again as a remake or something? I don't know. How do y'all feel in the comment section? That's kind of a part one to this discussion, because I'm pretty sure I got way more to talk about. But I'm gonna end it here before I talk some more, because I can talk all day. But if you want to have some more discussions on the 3DS or DS and it going away, leave some comments in the comment section about what you want to talk about. Let me know your feelings. Let me know how you feel about the 3DS. Let me know some of your favorite 3DS games. I can still make some 3DS videos on games that I love. I think I will, just to keep that love alive. But I appreciate y'all for kicking and listening. This was kind of a discussion board, but more so just me talking and venting about how I would miss the 3DS. It was definitely one of my favorite handhelds, if not my favorite outside of the Switch. I'll never forget all the different experiences that I got to like all these different games that I got to play. And there are a lot of series that I wouldn't have known about or even tried if it wasn't for the 3DS. And it's innovation. And another thing I forgot to say, like this kept Nintendo alive and thriving when the Wii U failed. The 3DS was eating, and it's still eating. They still selling that thing in Japan. It's still on the NPD charts every week because people still trying to buy a 2DS before everything goes away. But it just lets you know how powerful the 3DS was at that time. It really kept Nintendo above water because everybody wanted one, and it was one of the best things they had out. But that's all for me. Y'all enjoy your days. And if you got a 3DS, keep playing it. Keep showing some love to it. And one more time for the 3DS, y'all. We loved it, and we out. Bye.